What's up, guys? Welcome back to the DLB Daily. I'm your host, DLB, if you forgot. But guess what, guys? Today is actually not a leg day.
Thank God.
It's gonna be shoulders, and I got some new exercises for you, and we're just gonna get into it. We're gonna start off with something that we haven't done. It was actually in one of the WODs last week, and it's kind of CrossFit. Well, it's a CrossFit exercise. So let's go. So the first thing on our to-do list are devil presses. So devil press is actually a CrossFit exercise, except we're gonna actually take the worst part of the exercise, which is the burpee. I'm still calling it a devil press, but I just have it as devil press, no burpee. It's basically something that I would normally finish with, but we're gonna try to start with it as like a warm up and to really like get all the blood into your whole body. So then when we go and do everything else, you're already warmed up. So a regular devil press, it's kind of like a kettlebell swing, except you start down at a burpee. We're taking this part out of the equation, and we're just gonna start. If you guys have ever done a kettlebell swing, same as a kettlebell swing, but we're doing it with dumbbells. So you hinge at the hips, and I don't do CrossFit, so I'm gonna do my best, but I really do love this exercise. I was hanging out with Brooke pretty much this whole entire the last like 2 weeks I've been with Brooke. So you've seen us together. So she's rubbed off on me and she showed me this exercise, and I just really love it. So I thought I need to start incorporating more. So with the devil press minus the burpee, you're gonna start with hinging at your hips, and you kind of swing the dumbbells through your legs, and then on your way up, we're going into a snatch. So basically a snatch is you're not upright rowing and then pressing. You're just swinging and then over your head. As the weights go up, so this is pretty easy, that hinge that you're doing is what's really going to drive those weights up. I stay kind of in a neutral grip, just shoulder wise. So when I get to my shoulder press, I might go more out here. But as I go up, I kind of keep them more in a neutral. It's a little bit safer shoulder wise. So hinge, snatch up. And so you'll see. So we're doing 25, 20, 15, 10. Now with the 25, that's basically you're warming up. Every time we drop 5 reps, I'm winded already, Jesus. Every time you drop reps, I want you to try to bump up by at least 5 pounds. I'm gonna try to jump 10 pounds. So I'm gonna start with 20s, and then our fake 35s that say 25s. I even wrote down to bring my scale so I could measure it. But so 25, 20, 15, 10, bump the weights up. When you get to that 10, I want you going heavy. This whole hinge part, you should be able to snap a bunch of weight up because you're using your glutes, you're using your hamstrings, and then at the top, we're pressing. Let's go. So we're at the last set, which is 10, and we are going to do 45s. Don't look at the number, it says 35, it is a lie. leaves me. I don't know. I've been second guessing myself. I always give the option. So if I get these 10s pretty easy, I'll probably do another set. You have that option. So we're gonna start with this because I'm pretty sure I can do it. Oh! As the dumbbells go up, you kind of have to space your legs out just a little bit more. 10, whew! That's enough. Holy crap. So I know double presses, you usually probably don't go that heavy, but that was pretty badass. And now I am full. Next up, are you guys still winded? Because I am. Oh my God. Oh, that was actually, I might even add that at the end of the workout too. If you feel free at the end of the workout to add actual devil presses with the burpees in between. Obviously don't go that heavy though. So next up, we are doing shoulder press and front raises on an incline bench. So if you have ever been to the gym, I know I've probably gone over this so many times, but I never do my shoulder press with the seat straight up and down. The only time I would do that is obviously if I was going super light, but I don't have, for me and most people don't have that mobility to be able to keep your back completely flat against the chair. For me to even get the dumbbell back, I end up and I start arching. So to avoid that arch and to avoid that lower back pain, which in my case, I've been having problems with my back, so I don't want to do that. I always go on at least a slight incline, sometimes even a little bit further, so that I keep my back completely flat, but you're still using all of your front delts, and you don't have to worry about going like this, because then it almost turns it into a chest press. So I want you guys to remember to try to keep that back completely flat. Don't arch. If you're arching, you're probably using too much weight. Trust me, I am a culprit of that, so I'm not saying it's just everybody else and I don't do it, but I do it sometimes. But keep your back flat. So you're gonna either be on this position, which is a slight incline. If you lack a little bit of mobility, either stretch a little bit more or go back. I'm gonna go back one more, because when we get to our front raise, I kind of want to get more of a stretch down here. So we're doing our shoulder press right here, and then we're gonna drop the weight, get some dumbbells, and then we're going right into a front raise. Now, how do we raise it? That's completely up to you, whether you go a neutral grip, overhand, underhand, supinate, pronate, whatever you want to do. I always go, you need to go based on how you feel it. In my honest opinion, how I feel it the most is actually an underhand grip. However, when you do that, you incorporate your chest a little bit more. So if you want to take your chest out, you're going to probably either do an overhand or even a neutral. When I do this, I can actually contract it a little bit more. Here, it's a little bit less. And here, now I'm switching it kind of over to my medial delt. Here's my other thing. Do all of them. So I might actually go one up here with my hands overhand, and then come down, stretch, and then underhand. So we're gonna go thumbs together, pinkies together, thumbs together, pinkies together. The good thing with doing this on an incline, you get more of a stretch because your arms are actually going to be coming behind you. So that's the purpose of doing it on an incline bench. When you're standing straight up, you're not stretching behind you. So here, you get a little bit more stretch in your front delt. Makes it a little bit harder when you come up because the range of motion's a little greater. And then you're coming up. Either alternate or do whatever one feels best. I forget what my sets and reps range was. It's probably like an 8 to 10. I need notes. Notes, please. This is how we do it. We're very professional here. Oh no, we're doing 12, 10, 8, 6, 6 with a drop. So our last one, we're going 6 pretty heavy at your heaviest for 6 reps. Then you're gonna drop the weight. Then you go to your seated incline front raise, 8 to 10. It's all right here. Ha! 1, 2. Oh, I can do more. Oh. Spot, help, anabolic legs, go. No? Oh, Jesus. I always say, if you can do more reps, especially on that last set, even though it says 6, if you can do more, do more. Got like 7.5. All right. So next up, we have 2 variations of lateral raises. If you guys have been with me for a couple months now, you might remember my ascending sets, also known as upsets. Will they make you upset? Possibly. They make me upset. But it's all about muscle confusion. So we do drop sets. You know, your body knows I'm going heavier and I'm gonna drop the weight and I can do more, and I drop the weight and I can do more. But let's reverse that shit and try it the other way. So we are doing 3 ascending sets. So you're starting at your light weight. You're not going to failure on the first 2, possibly your second one, but I want you to definitely go to failure on the last part of the set. So we're doing 12 to 15 reps, something light, something that you should be able to get all 12 to 15. If it starts getting like you start struggling at 10, stop at 12, don't go to 15. You're then going to bump up. So we're going 12 to 15, then we're gonna go 10 to 12. We're going up in weight. So 10 to 12, and then we go up again. We're going 6 to 8. So 12 to 15, 10 to 12, 6 to 8. The first 2 are not to failure. You're just hitting your reps, you're getting the motion, you're pumping your shoulders full of blood. So when you get to that heavy set, which for a 6 to 8, like I'm probably going to be around here. If I was starting with it, I'd probably be somewhere up here. So remember, your heaviest is probably not going to be the heaviest that you've ever done because you're pre-exhausting. So you're filling your shoulders with blood, and then you're going further. Brain is just exploding. So we're doing 3 sets of that. Then we are going to your regular drop sets. So whatever you finished with your ascending, so if I finish here, for my descending, also known as drop sets, what we always know as, I should be starting a little bit higher up because you're starting with your heavier weight. So like we did with the ascending, you're not going to failure on the first 2, but you're going to failure on the last one. On your drop sets, I want you going to failure. You can go to failure on everything, but just try to hit the reps. If you can do more, do more. You're just dropping the weight. So we're going 6 to 8, then 10 to 12, and then 12 to 15. Mr. Carlos brought up a great question. Maybe I didn't explain it correctly, you're not going up and down within the same rep. We're doing 3 ascending sets. So you're doing up is 1. So you're going boom, 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 rest. And you start at the bottom again. Boom, 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 rest. So 3 ascending sets. After those 3, then you're going to go to 3 drop sets. So you're not going up the rack and then down the rack. That's not 1. So you're just going up is 1 for 3 of those, and then down for 3. Does that make sense? How it's written, that's how you perform it. So you're doing 3 individual ascending sets. First up. Perfect amount of weight. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Now, drop sets. I'm dead. So for this one, you want to try to go at least heavier than what you ended with your ascending. So I guess I'm here. We're gonna go that. Ugh. Who made up this workout? Alright, 6 to 8. You know, DLB was working out here when there's always 1,000 dumbbells. Now we are moving on to rear delts. So I like to do at least a little bit of rear delts on shoulder day and also on back day. So you might have seen this exercise before. I have done it before. You might have seen it on a back day or a shoulder day. You can do it on both. We're going to start off with just a regular single arm dumbbell fly. I'm going to do it from a bent over position, just like you would like a bent over row. I like to just kind of hold on to these guys. So again, just like our front raises, this is all about how you feel it. Feel free to switch up your hand placement. So for me, I generally, when I get tired, I'll switch it, but I like to do a pinky out, a little bit lighter, and I go a little more backwards instead of more of like a fly here. If I do my pinky, I go a little bit more backwards, almost like a skier, but you're bent over. So if you guys remember the skiers, it's just like your poles. So it's not quite that far back, but a little bit more angled. If you're more of someone that likes to go like a regular fly, you can do it this way. Feel free to do both. Alternate if you want, switch between both, doesn't matter. So we're going, I forget, probably like a 10 to 12 for the single arm fly. So you're doing a fly, and then we're doing my famous delt rows. I go a little bit heavier on this. The biggest thing with a delt row, or what I like to it's a weird exercise. It's in between a dumbbell row and an upright row. You're actually in between both of those. And we're going to externally rotate so to hit more of that rear delt. So if we're doing just a regular high pull, this is good. But when you externally rotate, I get a little bit more. So high pull, externally rotate, just gives it a little bit more. So here's an overhand, and then I externally rotate, and it just makes the contraction just a hair better. So how I will perform it, same thing, and we're doing one arm at a time. So you do your fly, your rear fly, and then you go up. Maybe you even stay at the same weight, especially if this is a newer exercise for you, and you stay on that same arm. So I start in an overhand position, slightly bent over, and you're doing a high pull, and then externally rotate at the top so that your hand is facing out. So you're coming up and out. The dumbbell basically comes up towards your armpit. So you're here and here. So this is a dumbbell row. This would be an upright row, and this is our delt row. So it's sort of right in between. You might want to go a little bit lighter and then really squeeze and focus at the top. So squeeze and down. And you'll feel it even with 20 pounds. After you do your one side, you go back to flies, do your fly. So you're basically pre-exhausting. Maybe go up, maybe stay at the same weight. If you stay at the same weight, really focus on holding, pausing at the top. So hand starts here. As you come up, externally rotate, and you're pulling back towards your armpit. So, delt row. I lied with that rep scheme. It's actually 8 to 10 for the flies. 8 to 10, and then 8 to 10-ish again. If you can try to do the same weight, just go to failure for the delt rows. This is what happens. So, if I do 8, I'm gonna try to keep the same weight. All right. right. Okay. Oh. Oh, I can do more. Oh. Up. Up. Oh. Hey, hey, hey. Oh. You know you're doing it correctly, and that feels like 700 pounds. Remember guys, this is a super isolating movement, so try no swinging. It's not like regular dumbbell rows where you see a lot of people doing this swinging action. You're literally just coming here to here and try no momentum. Actually pull with your rear delt, and you will feel it for sure. Just come up and squeeze. Oh my gosh, we have one more thing, maybe two if I feel fancy. All right, next up to bat. Single arm cable upright row with single arm leaning. So we're heading to the cable machine. Put it on the lowest setting. No transition. Oh, I need a thing. Cut, and we're back. So we are doing a single arm cable upright row because everyone always uses two hands, so why not try something different? If the cable machine is also being used, you can do this with dumbbells, same thing. You're just gonna be doing this. Here, we will be on a cable. You might, whoa, that is heavy. We're gonna start a little bit lighter than that. If you have, like ours, kind of short, if you're taller, this will work great. If you have a step, I might even step up on a quarter just so that I can hold the handle, which I'm gonna do. Cut again, and we're back. So I'm gonna, this just makes it so that I'm already having tension. Taller people, you will have no issue. Shorter people, if you're shorter than me, you might have to get like a little bench or just back up a little bit more. So we're doing one arm at a time. Same as what we did with the rear delt. You're gonna do both exercises before you switch. Here, upright row. Don't mix in between. We're not doing any kind of supination. You're not externally rotating. It's just a simple upright row. We're doing 8 to 10 here. Kind of heavy. Probably drop. And then I like to do a little bit of a lean. So I hold on here, and then you're just going straight up. Whether you do it behind your back or in front of you, If you do it behind your back, you just step out this way. I prefer to kind of go out in front of me because it pulls on my traps a little bit more. And I don't do any trap exercises, so it's okay. Same thing here. This is a little more straight out. If you want to make it a little bit harder, go behind your back. If that's too hard, you just come out in front. This is a little bit easier. And you're kind of going, it's like out in front of you and then out to the side. So there's a little bit of a pull backwards. If you're behind, it's basically, you're coming straight out. So it isolates it a little bit more, makes it a little bit harder. The front, you're gonna be pulling on your traps a little bit more, so it just adds a little more involvement of other muscles. So either one is very good. I think I might actually switch it up. The behind the back felt pretty good today. Sometimes if you have shoulder problems, this one might not be as shoulder friendly. So you're just going behind your back. 8 to 10 here. Then you switch back to the upright row, back down with this. And other side. The only thing you have to worry about with going behind the back is if you have a big butt, it might hit you. So I kind of go a little bit forward. You just have to move your leg out of the way. 8 to 10, both exercises. Let's go. I'm not even pausing. Here we go. Wowzers! Woo! I'm dead. So, the workout was actually going to be done.
I'm sorry, guys.
This is Carlo. You can blame this all on Carlos. This is all his fault because he said this is his favorite. And you know what? Why not do a little bit more? So if you have any energy left, we're gonna do upright row and then shoulder press, all with the V-bar. So with the upright row, you're going to actually externally rotate both your arms so that your palms are facing outside. Your thumb should be towards you, and you're gonna pull up as high as you can. So this is your upright row. When you get to the shoulder press, you're already in position. So you're just going from here. Now your palms face each other, and we're going a very close neutral grip press. And by this time, you're gonna be so dead anyway that you probably won't even need to change the weight. If anything, for the press, you might have to go down a little bit. My goal is to try not to move the weight at all. So I'm gonna go heavy enough for my upright rows and then keep it for my presses. So I'm working on a fly here, so we just added this. Let's go. Keep it around like an 8 to 10 range for both. If you can do more, always do more. So 8 to 10, switch, shoulder press, 8 to 10. Thank you, Carlos.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, those presses. I realize why they're heavier. Why those get worse. Because you're starting higher up. So smart. I was wondering, I was like, upright rows aren't as bad as the presses, but the weight is starting up higher, so you're pushing the weight higher. I'm so smart, so smart. Science. This is how we close out the video. Have you ever noticed how many times my hair changes throughout the video? It's because I can't get comfortable. I just wanna, if I was a boy, I would just shave my head. Anywho, guys, I feel pumped. I'm ready to rock. Thank God it's warm outside because I'm gonna wear a tank top all day because my shoulders feel great. So thank you for watching. Make sure to comment below any questions. If you have any questions, email me. I actually get back to you, I promise. Or Jordan does. Someone will get back to you. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's shoulder day. Can't even talk. I'm just gonna, yeah.